Welcome to the Framework Data Hub tutorial. The Framework Data Hub is based on the open source web-based catalogue GeoNetwork, which is part of the open source Geospatial Foundation. In this video, we will learn how to create, edit, and publish a metadata record and its associated dataset. First of all, you have to know that GeoNetwork describes its metadata records following the metadata standard ISO 19115. ISO 19115 is a robust scientific metadata standard geared specifically towards geospatial information. Having said that, imagine you're a scientist or a farmer cluster facilitator and that you are in charge of the biodiversity monitoring in the Italian farmer cluster in Monte Pisano, in Calci region. You have just been in the field conducting a bird survey, and now you are in your office in front of your computer and want to catalog and store the bird data you've collected in the farmland in the Framework Data Hub. Go to the main page of the Framework Data Hub. You can sign in using your user login details. First, enter your username, then your password, and sign in. Once you are signed in, you can start discovering the framework datasets by browsing these by topics or by type of resources. If you want to learn more about how to discover, query, and extract data and metadata records, don't forget to watch the previous video tutorials on this topic. Let's continue and browse the datasets by types of resources. Here, we can visualize all the metadata records of the Framework Data Hub. To create a metadata record, let's click on this Framework Metadata template and from the drop-down menu Manage Record, choose the option Duplicate. Now, you can add a new record from the Framework Metadata template and click on the green button Create. In the editor dashboard, you can set the displayed mode as Full View. Now you can start describing your dataset by navigating through the different tabs, which refer to the different types of information that you can record with the standard ISO 19115, such as identification, distribution, quality, spatial representation, reference system, and metadata. In the Identification tab, you can enter a title, the date when the metadata record was created, the responsible party of the dataset by including the organization name, the individual name, the electronic address, and the role of the person. Next, you can add an abstract describing the dataset. For example, then you can add a thesaurus. For example, let's call it Framework Thesaurus, the date of creation, and you can define some keywords related with this metadata record, such as farmer cluster, Monte Pisano, Calci, Italy, bird, and survey. If you scroll down, you will see a section to record the scale and spatial resolution of your dataset. You can also define the spatial extent of your dataset. You can choose a bounding box by dragging this red box in the area of interest. In the Distribution tab, you have to specify the format. In this case, it will be an Excel file. It will be version 1, and the distributor of the data will be the following. In the Quality tab, you can specify the scope and hierarchy level. In the Spatial Representation tab, you can add the number of dimensions and the cell geometry. In the Reference System tab, you can define the reference system of your dataset. In the Metadata tab, you can add the metadata language, the character set, the hierarchy level, an individual name of the responsible person of the metadata record, the organization name where he or she belongs to, the position name, an electronic email address, and the role. Finally, you can attach your dataset by associating it to the metadata record. You can link an online resource by choosing or dropping a resource in this area. Let's choose this one. And you will see the created online resource in the Associated Resources section. An overview of your dataset can also be added by choosing or dropping an image in here. In this case, we can choose a picture of Monte Pisano. Once you've described the main information of your dataset, you can save and close the editor from the Editor menu. And voila! Your metadata is already on your catalog. You can search for it on the home page. You can check the completeness of the metadata record and make sure that the dataset can be downloaded correctly. Now, if you want to publish your metadata record, you can do it from the drop-down menu Manage Record by selecting the Publish option. Now your metadata is publicly available on the Framework Data Hub. If you access with an anonymous tab, your metadata is visible. Until here, we have learned how to create, edit, and publish a metadata record with its associated dataset. Remember that the Framework Data Hub is designed for scientists, farmers, farmer cluster facilitators, and policymakers interested in farmland biodiversity and biodiversity-sensitive farming. The Data Hub is a repository to store biodiversity datasets collected in the farmer clusters in several digital formats, allowing users to discover and access biodiversity data through powerful search functions, including keyword search and advanced filtering options. Thank you very much for your time.